How do you actually dissolve every sense of identification and every sense of solidity? Actually, very big question, because if you are able to do that, that's it. You would be able to see your true nature. But before we are going to explore how to do it, I first want to clarify why you should actually do it. Why you should spend all this effort, time and energy to dissolve your sense of ego, to dissolve your sense of who you are, and become clear that what you have been identified with wasn't your true self. Why should you do that? And you can not be clear on why you should do that prior to getting there. You can only hear someone describing it and imagine something. That's what you have to know. So by hearing my words of this, is just a description of the state, you could say, you get to when you do this work. But still you have to understand that what you are hearing and what you are thinking, the concepts you have around the words that I'm using, they are not it. So when I say that the reason to do this work, to dissolve your false sense of being, is because your true nature is so pure, so blissful, that it is just the most beautiful thing to be, this nothingness, to identify with your true self, this pure empty awareness. To be clear that that's your nature, that it's just a blissful experience. When I'm using these words, they are still not able to fully capture what the experience is like. Because it really is not an experience. It is outside of the experience. It is making the experience, the real experience that you're having, so clear, your perception of the experience so pure and clear, that the beauty it always had is able to shine through. Because what it is that you are experiencing in every moment is only clouded by your perception of the thing it actually is. There is infinite beauty in every moment. That's who you already are. It's only confusion keeping you from realizing that and from seeing that. And with this said, it is kind of the reason you should do that. But at the same moment, it's also not a reason in experience. And that's a huge contradiction in itself, and it makes it very difficult for the mind to grasp why you should actually do it, because all you have always been looking for your whole life is an experience. Are experiences, are objects that you can have some experience with. So you want to feel this pleasure. But that's not it. So I hope this gives you maybe a little bit of a sense of why you should do it. And the way to do it is through looking. Looking with awareness. And the way I usually do it is in meditation. I try to do it also in my daily experience, but really I have found the most impactful exercise is during meditation, actually. And you take your experience of what you think you are right now as yourself into meditation. And you just look at it with awareness. So that means, for example, many people have the identification with the body, and you think that you are this body. So, for example, you can look at your face, you can sit there in meditation and feel your face and be really identified with it. And the problem with that is not that you are having this body. The problem is that you think that's all you are. And so in meditation, you sit there and you really just ask yourself, am I this body? And you feel your face, because that's where a lot of our identification is sitting. And you just look at every little point of your face and really see, is that me? And by seeing it in awareness, you see it's just an object and it dissolves. And this takes time. You have to see it over and over again, that it just is at its core emptiness, that your face actually doesn't exist. And that's really how you do it. So what I usually do is I meditate for 40 minutes at a time, and I spend the first 10 minutes completely focused on a mantra, internalizing my awareness, because in the first 10 minutes it's usually a little bit more, I'm focused outwards. So I'm focused on what I have been doing, what I will be doing, basically on my life, situations that happened. And so really the first 10 minutes I spent on withdrawing as much of my attention from that outer world, so to say, into myself, into stillness, into awareness itself. And then I spent time on the objects that I think I am, on what I feel I have identified with. And that is, for example, as I said earlier, the face, the body. It can also be your legs, your feet, and you should work with your whole body and really focus on the sensation, because it's not really in the seeing your body, that's also part of it, but it's not mainly the seeing of your body that you identify with. It's more of this sensation of being in the body that is really, I have found, I'm identified with, or I should say, I was identified with. And when you objectify the whole sensation of your body in meditation, you will see that it is empty of substance. That it is, first of all, an object that you perceive in awareness, but at the same time, there is nothing to it. You can look for a very long time and you will find no substance to it, nothing you can point your finger at and say, that's me. That is where I am. And while you may have already this intellectual understanding that you are not the body, when you have listened to spiritual teachings, you really haven't actualized that understanding. You may know conceptually that you are not the body, but deep down, when something happens to the body, it's not only pain that results, it's actually suffering, because you are attached to the body being consistent in time. And when it's hurt, this consistency is at least threatened. And so you sit there, and what you do, or what I do and what I recommend you can try, is to feel every little part of your body, and really, once you feel it, go into it. Let it merge with your awareness and let it bloom to its full complexity, because you will see, like, there's a lot of sensations. And while you are doing that, ask the question, is this me? Am I that? And so you can imagine like you are dissolving every little atom of your physical body, because in every little point you are a little bit attached to that. That's part of your identity. And once you have felt into every part very deeply and seen that in no part is there some substance, that there is actually nothing in there, you will have dissolved that identification. And that's what I practice and what I recommend you practice as well if you want to dissolve all identification and all illusion, and furthermore dissolve any sense of solidity. And that's really what this practice will result in. Try it out. Let me know what you think. And with that, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.